is Roslynn back at you one more again. I hope everybody is doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my returning subs, my growing extended beautiful family, just thank you so much for all the love and nurturement and the beautiful vibes y'all sent me. It is truly a blessing. We're all going through different changes in the world, but we're gonna overcome whatever is trying to stop us. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste, love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. If you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell at the bottom so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. Also, if you're comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love a chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback to the content of my video, or you're just up telling me about your empathic gift, how I impact your life, and heading you towards a positive direction. And if you if you find the videos are enlightenful, or just give you, I say enlightened, it enlightens you, or it gives you good vibes that you would love to share with a loved one, family, or a friend, or even a fellow empath maybe going through some trying times at the moment and just needing confirmation or validation towards life path, or even soul purposes, or just needing spiritual guidance, please go ahead and share while editing video. Thumbs up, like, and also share social media favorites wherever you see fit. As always, thank you so much for the love and support, and I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video. Y'all, this is my last one. I am drained AF. Tired. It's raining out here. We're having a storm. It's like, Mother Nature down in the South, in Georgia, has really been just cutting up lately. So it's making me sleepy with the daggone, rain. I don't know if y'all get like that, but I get sleepy. But the video I'm doing today is Twin Flame 101. Heyokas. You are your own guru. Mantra, affirmations. You're the walking blessings in all forms. And it truly is. We have been on a journey for a long time. We had to go through different things to get to certain things. We had to be able to be healing in the dark so we can recognize our own light. And these are the things that, you nurture towards yourself. There's a lot of people that, do different ways of affirmation. There's different things you can write down. And, like during the moon phases and stuff like that, you can do a moon ritual. One of the things, it's like nothing negative, because I know people are like, oh, I want to be able to block it. No, you're supposed to let nature take its course, because if you intercede on that, it's going to mess you up. So, it's just bringing positivity into your life, saying, I want to be able to see more positive forms within my life. I want to be more encouraging to myself, especially when I feel in doubt. I want to be able to manifest just positive vibrations that gets me connected to my higher self, becoming more authentic with my vibration, and we're going through those things right now. You are being guided towards new or different directions of creativity. And a lot of times when you're stepping on new ground with something that feels very foreign, it can be very scary, because especially if you just jumping out there and it's like something totally different than what you're used to, it can be scary. You don't know if you're going to fail. It just makes you have anxieties. And then it's just like, when I seen this, I seen it on a post, I was like, I seen this like your own walking guru. And I said, it is, because you enlighten yourself. And a lot of times we will be like in the dark, trying to be blind leading the blind. And if somebody asks you about something about them, you can be able to just give them the issues, whatever ailments they have. But when it comes to yourself, we start getting lost in thought. We get kind of stuck and confused. But those are the times where you really, when you're, a person is sent to you and you're asking your guides to be able, can you send me a sign? Because I'm really trying to understand what y'all saying right now. Y'all being very, you breaking it down on arithmetic, and I'm just really not getting that. Can you dumb it down.com? And I'll tell them real quick, can you dumb it down.com for me? Because you saying all these other words, and I'm just like straight to the book. Y'all be laughing at me when I do that. It's like you be saying stuff, but you're saying it so simple. And it's not the fact that is like I'm saying that you're stupid and you don't know these things, but there are certain people I watch in their videos, and I got to go back and look. I'm like, what is that? Because some people, they love using these, long words to make them sound very educated and all these different things. Well, I'm just want to tell it to you. Some people want to beat around the bush. I just say it straight out. I don't got time for that, because if I got to feel timid about it, maybe it wasn't meant for me to say in the first place. But I just break it down like that, just so everybody can understand, especially if you're new to the spiritual situation. I'm not saying that you don't know all these different things that's going on. You're like, let me go, and I'll be like that too. If there's a certain number that comes up, I go look it up. There are certain animals that I keep seeing, certain flowers, certain symbolisms. I do that. And when you're becoming that, the gurus, they'll do that. They're studying all these philosophical, I'm so messed up on my words today, philosophical things that they're being encouraged to learn about their spiritual, insight within themselves, being in that positive vibe, staying there, being calm, even when there's everything, it seems like all hell's breaking loose, and I love, like, when I go to, Instagram and I go on Everything Aligns, and there's one, I think I always call him my West Indian guru, and I hope I pronounced that right, because people from that side, because his vibes are so calming. And I'm just like, I meet a lot of people from over there, and I'll talk to them, and I have good talks and chats with them, especially if I go to the gas stations here. There's like little bodegas and stuff I'll be going to, and it's just so positive. I'll say, every time I see you, you give me that good vibration when I see you, and it's just very positive. The woman started laughing. She's like, "Oh, baby, I love you." I'm like, "Thank you so much," and it's beautiful. And I'm just like, "Oh, I see some of them, they really don't communicate with you, don't want to. Then I've seen some that I really, really get along with, and I mesh with, because I see them, a lot. And they're always, they're vibing, and it's just calm. And you can get that MSR vibe from somebody. It's just like, oh my God, you're going to put me to sleep in a good way, and you're doing that. When you're coming from a place of peace, and people are guided to you because they see something in you they may be struggling with, and you have that cheat sheet. So you're telling them, I went through this, I had this problem, I was stumbling on this, and it guided me towards this direction to learn more about myself. It, allowed that light to come on that showed me what my purpose of mission is within myself. And that's why that person, you're a blessing to that person, as that person is a blessing to you. Because a lot of times when we're looking for stuff, and it's just like a lot of y'all tell me, Roslynn, I'll be having an issue today, and boom, either you put out a post, or boom, you put out a video that I really needed to hear that time. And I love when I can be able to do that. And it's not just to, gas my head up or make me feel like my ego is being filled, but that's a good vibration when you truly know somebody is really stuck in situations where they're really trying to find that peaceful direction to go to heal, to be one with themselves, try to understand, I can keep moving further. What are the things that I have to do for myself to get me to where I truly want to be? Because I'm really wanting to do that. I'm just stumbling on it a little bit. And that's a good feeling. I love when I do that. And it's just like when you've been at other jobs and stuff like that. I was that type of person where I loved that job when I was first there, because it was something new. It was something challenging. And when I got over the nervous streak and it was like clockwork to me, I loved it until people start showing their daggone true colors. And I'm just like, nope, I ain't going to be here too long. They already tested me right there. They about to make me go to jail in a minute. It's like that. But then when I love this, there'll be times I could be talking to somebody and they'll say something, or I'm saying something to myself in thought, or I come across something and I see something that really stuck out to me. And I say, you know what? I want to talk about that, because I know there's a lot of people that are going through stuff like that. We're all trying to be into that, to where we have those mantras to be able to come up today. It's like, even, people will tell me, Roslynn, I prayed for a stress-free day and all this hell broke loose in my life. And I said, and that's where you messed up at. You're like, why? I asked God, I prayed to God for me to have that. You can't tell him that, because it's like every day you're learning something from yourself every day. There's learning stuff about you that you may not have been aware of. It's like if you're going to pray for something like that, you got to pray for whatever is going on today that I might not know about. Give me that shield. Give me that endurance. Give me that vibe that I can be able to endure, and I can get through that in the most positive way. Because if you're one of the ones that it don't take much to tick you off, there is going to be some kind of situation you're placed in for you to understand, okay, you're placing your energy in other people's issues. You're allowing them to project this situation to you when it has nothing to do with you. And they tend to put us in situations like that further, that healing process that we're all going through, that we need to learn and heal for ourselves. Being able to understand, okay, this is not even, I feel indigestion every time I embody something like that. That's just not right with my soul. Let me allow myself to work on that. And you start jotting down stuff like, what do I need to heal from? What do I need to learn from? Things are getting too heavy, or there are certain things that keep appearing to me. Can you send me in a direction to give me that deeper information that I need to know about what you're bringing towards my life? Allow me, to be able to help others as I'm helping myself. And it's just like, that's how the blessings go. Because a lot of times, like light working, I'm like, look, is there any kind of silent working, dark working? I just can't do it today because I'm just not being positive. But you're keeping it real with yourself. I'm struggling with something right there today. I ain't trying to send that out to people. And I had to be able to be cool with myself until they asked me, like, look, you in that perfect element to project that towards people, not in a negative way, but be able to give them that better understanding that you may be that person in that moment that is struggling with that exact vibration, and you're showing them, hey, I'm trying to, there's just things that just ain't going right for me today. My directions are all over the place, and I'm really trying to get in that peace element. And for me to do that, why am I being out of my peace? What is it that's going on that is getting me like that? Is it something I'm putting my power into, or is it something I keep allowing myself to focus on that is totally out of my control? Or is it something that really egged me on, that somebody might have said something that made me really, took me, in a whole different, light? And those are the things you start figuring out about yourself. And I tell people real quick, they love talking to me, but I told them, I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to know. Because there's sometimes I don't even like it when the universe tells me, I'm like, all right, whatever. And next, I stub my toe or something like that. It's like, well, see, I try to tell you, if you were listening, that wouldn't have happened. I'm like, yeah, touche. I got you. I understand. So I had to be able to, if I'm going to feed you that, I got to be able to digest and feed myself at the same time. Because I tell people, hey, when I make these videos, I love making my videos. If they're giving me that inspiration to project today, I'm going to go ahead and do that. But if there's days where I feel that vibration is too tilted, and I'm like, I'm not projecting that to anybody. But if there are certain times like, hey, we need you to do that because there's so many people that are struggling right now to find their peace, and they like your videos, they like what you say because they really that relates to the things that are on that path right now. You're showing them, hey, I go through that too. Because there's certain people I watch their videos, I'm like, hey, I don't think they ever have a bad day. And it's just like, some people don't feel comfortable allowing you to see them in that mode. But then it's like, there's some people that really truly entertain me on their channels here, because I don't watch TV. I just watch, either Netflix, one of the websites, or here, and when I see them out of that element where they've gone through something, they may be sad. And it's not like I'm feeding off of that, but that lets me know they know exactly what I'm struggling with. And this is exactly what I'm struggling with. And it made me cry, because it's like, I was seeing something. It's like all the stuff that's going on in the world, that I'm going through different things, where everything is going on, where it's all negativity that's going on. So I love to watch the ones that's like random act of kindness, or, beautiful moments that'll make you cry. I love watching that because people are, helping other people. There's people that's showing kindness to people, people helping somebody out that may be hungry out there, and they're doing something for that person that gave him that blessing for that day. There's times I done got choked up when it's like, especially with the pandemic was going on. And they had it I think they had it on YouTube, and then they had it on IG as well, where the man was stressing out about his rent and he didn't know how he was going to pay it. Just so happened to go to DoorDash. And it was like one of those people that were, that was blessed that way. And it was a beautiful couple that felt like, what, God has blessed us so much in financial blessings like that. Why don't we help somebody else? And then the guy brought the food to them, because of the pandemic or whatever. And the man was really stressing off of $500 and really don't know how we're going to pay rent. Our money is just dry right now. I don't know what's going to happen. And it's just like, you don't know how you can be able to bless somebody in that way. And I mean, I'm trying not to cry now because that was such a beautiful thing. I'm like, hey, you don't know how much people have prayed, and when you pray, you just don't know that person you're gonna cross is gonna end up answering your prayers. And it was just like the guy was giving him a tip. He's like, hey, I want to give you a tip. Matter of fact, let me give you another one because something's telling me I have to give you this. And he's like, oh, okay, thank you, I appreciate that. And then the next thing you know, he's like, dude, are you playing right now? He was like, no. And then he was like, open it up. You can, open it up. And then man started counting all these hundreds, all these 20s. And it was actually not just the rent, but there was money for them to go, do whatever they had to do. If they had babies and, buy diapers and milk, or, you got to buy food for the house and stuff like that. That man not just blessed him for that money for rent. He gave that man something else. He says so many people are struggling right now. We were there at that one time. We didn't, where we started off like that. It wasn't, we had to get to there. So when he did that, he's like, can I hug you? I'm not really a hugger, but I was just praying. Me and my wife were just praying right now because we are really struggling right now. Then the man gave him some more money. I'm like, oh my God, I can't take this, but this is so beautiful. I love to see stuff like that. It's like back in the day, my little dark side of the, whatever I used to watch. I love watching horror movies. I used to watch World Star Hip Hop and all that stuff. And, I was in my illusion phase, but now I can embody stuff like that. I say I may be able to watch a couple of horror movies, but if it start talking about injuring kids and messing with animals, nope, it's a done data for me. Can't do it. But it's just like being able to see that makes my heart smile. I love it because there's too much hell raising around here where everybody is against other people. You being taught to hate somebody or judging somebody for this, judging for somebody for that, when it should be that point on loving one another. Being able to help your fellow man. You never know what somebody's story is that you're passing out in the street. There might be a woman at home where she is contemplating on ending everything because she's in a toxic relationship where that man tells her, or that woman tells her, you're not nothing. You'll never be anything. Nobody's not going to love you like me. This is what you deserve. You're not getting this. You're not getting that. And then you just so happen to bump into her. And he's like, you know what? I really think you're beautiful. You look very nice today. And it's like, seem like something's on your mind. Just giving them that kind word. And you just don't know how you can just uplift somebody's heart with just the vibrations you done said in a positive vibe. Because you don't know what anybody's going through when they're going at home. And God has sent you them. You were their spirit guide for that day. Just like that man. He was that spirit guide for him. That man cried all the way to his car and came back and hugged the man again. And I'm like, oh my gosh, if this had always happened, we'll be on earth. God be telling my friends that sometimes, why can't we just send everything that is totally against nature, love, compassion, and understanding, send them that own hell-raising planet, and we stay here. It may be boring as all hell, but at least we know we can leave our doors unlocked. We ain't got to worry about nobody robbing us. We ain't got to worry about going to jail, and next thing you know, we're dead. We don't have to worry about none of that. And they can carry all that ruckus over there on their planet. We got nothing to worry about. But now we got to be here for all that mess to be able to change it. But that is what we're doing. And a lot of times you don't realize your struggle will be your biggest inspiration. I look at all the things that I go through. I look at the things that I have seen, I have embodied, I have, experienced, and I don't talk about it, but I can see why I had to go through those things. Because my mom has always told me, you're going to get in trouble for your mouth, but you've been blunt. You have to be able to, my mom, my adopted mom, she was straight from New York. It is what it is, what it is. And it was just like, you're blunt, but there's sometimes you're not tactful. You have no couth. It's like you say the first thing on your mind. I'm like, well, you're being real. And you're like, yeah, but you don't know how somebody might take that. They may take that. I had to be able to catch myself because a couple times I don't mean no harm, but that you can't say that person and catch something from that. So when you're allowing yourself to be authentic, he's like, you have very powerful words. Because I've seen when you have helped other people nonstop, but I've seen how it almost had to have you hanging off from a tree by your toenails because you pissed me off. But when your heart is there, you give somebody hope within their life that this, whatever you're going through, whatever circumstances you are wrestling right now, it's not going to be like that forever. And there's going to be a point in your life where you're going to look back and see how your life was. I've come across so many people that his life has transformed in a major way. And it made my heart sing to know they're not in that same place that I met them at. You know, I've lost a couple of friends on passed over, and I still hold them dear to my heart. You know, I just lost a friend recently, you know, last year, and it made me not want to even connect with anybody else because that broke my heart. But since God gave me a blessing with communicating with people on the other side, he's like, don't do that. You know, he didn't believe in God. He went through a lot of stuff when he went overseas and all in the moors. I helped him know God in a different way. I prayed with him, I meditated. His family didn't know that because they always tried to get him to go to church, but it was something I did. And they were like, oh my God, you helped him find God. I'm like, yeah, what? You know, he just didn't believe that God was for him. He always thought God was against him. And I had to tell him, just like I had to tell myself, that you're going through your situations for a reason. You're going through these things to experience yourself, but it's going to bring, even though you may be going through hell, it's going to bring a light of heaven to you in some kind of way. And that was that situation. I just said that broke my heart. I can't believe this has happened. I don't want to get close to anybody. If it's not from comment to post that you're dropping something, I don't want to deal with nobody. That took me out the game. That was just too much for me. Then, he came to me in a dream. He's like, don't you ever do that. You have shined a light in my life I wasn't able to see before. It's like when I was going through my fits during those times where those memories will come back, you'll be up with me 3-4 o'clock in the morning praying with me, telling me it's going to be okay. Just talking to him until we both fell asleep snoring on the phone, and I did that with him. And he was like, don't you ever not do that because of what decisions I've made. You made your point in my life. That's what you were there for. Don't ever stop yourself from being a person you are because of my situation, because you really helped me. You really helped me. And don't stop doing that because of what happened to me. I know that hurt you and I'm sorry. And I knew something was going on with him because I was able to see him. Why I was able to see him in that way, because I never been able to. No one putting 2 and 2 together. But it made my life turn around because it was just like, it broke my heart. I went through too much death around me, and it was just too much. So being able to do that, you just don't know. You may be struggling with something that is really hard for you to digest right now, or you're just praying, you're doing, candle visuals, you're doing all these different things, affirmation mantras, all these things. When you're doing that and you're facing it and being real with yourself and being real to your being, your spiritual being, projecting it towards other people, you become that positivity, like a matriarch, or what do they call them, mosque? Goddamn, them things that be mosque. I can't say that word. I can't. What is it? Mascot. That's what I'm trying to say. For that, being that person's like, you know what? When I met that person, it gave me anything that I say is something beautiful about that person. You have a side that everybody can describe something of a difference for you. There are going to be some people that really ain't going to like you, ain't going to have nothing good to say about you. You're going to meet somebody in their worst times and you showed them the light. All these different things. But it's just like when you can bring that wholesome peace to somebody's world. And I say it all the time, you just don't know. You're a walking inspiration that will inspire many. And that's why you're going through the struggles you're going through. And you see the journey of blessings is coming to you left and right, even when days you didn't think that God deserved it, felt like you deserved it, or you just thought that he was just raining on your parade. And a lot of times he got to break your heart because he see what you're going through is breaking his. So you got to go through that transformation that is just going to uplift you in so many ways. You'll start seeing yourself in the symbolism of, the gurus, or Buddha, or God. God is all of us anyway. We were made in the form of his creation. All these different things. That's why they have us on the world, and we have gone through the darkest hours of the light to bring the brightest light. So I hope that's I'm about to get emotional. I ain't trying to do all that today, but much love to y'all. I love y'all so much. I hope you were able to resonate with the content of this video. I mean, I'm so tired because I'm all this purging and stuff I've been doing. I don't got no energy. I'm like, gotta go to sleep. But I hope y'all were able to resonate with the content of the video. I love y'all so much. We're all going through some situations, and trust and believe it's not going to be like this for long. Keep allowing yourself to make better choices. Remind me of that one. Bailey Searing, like, make better choices, do right things, be right to yourself, be right towards others, even when they're not being right with you. be right anyway. Much love to you. I hope you have a blessed weekend and being responsible at everything you do. Whatever you're trying to manifest in your life is coming, and it's going to come in so many amazing forms that it's like it's going to just astonish you. And I will see y'all in my next video. Much love to you. Peace. Namaste.